Good morning, everyone. As you've just heard, my name's Leanne. I'm the marketing manager for Seafish, and I'm here today to talk to you about our State of the Nation research. So what is State of the Nation? It's a consumer study commissioned by Seafish and conducted by YouGov in April of this year. The sample size of this study was 2,047 UK adults. It's robust data showing current UK consumption patterns, perceptions, barriers to eating more, perceived health benefits, and it's also a means of increasing consumption. I'd like to start by showing you some key statistics. So as you can see, a lot of interesting statistics there. One of the most interesting is that 55% of consumers want to eat more seafood. So there's a lot of opportunity here. So where are we now with consumption? One of the key objectives for Seafish is to help achieve the government recommended 2 portions of seafood per week. Consumption figures currently set at 1.08 portions per week. The best benchmark for this is DEFRA Family Food. This is impartial and it's done to national statistical standards. Try saying that after a drink. The figures show a 5.4% decline since 2015. Awareness of the 2-a-week message. This figure of 26% awareness of the recommended number of portions is in line with previous measures. For consumer marketing at Seafish, we'll be living and breathing this message and developing it in the same way that 5 a day has over the past decade or so. Awareness of different species. As you would expect, the top 5 dominate, with cod being in first place at 83%. Salmon and haddock were a close second and third, with mentions of 70% and 69% respectively. All species of seafood mentioned are well known, which is great, but it's clear that there's an education process required to inform consumers about lesser known species. The primary reason for eating seafood is because of taste. However, consumers are aware of the health benefits to varying degrees. The benefits to heart, brain function, and contribution to healthy hair, skin, and nails feature quite highly, but it's evident that more can be done to educate consumers in terms of health. We can see that the vast majority are aware of the omega-3 in oily fish and its health benefits. However, we also asked regarding white fish, but only half are aware that non-oily white fish contains omega-3, but in lower concentrations. This is a strong indicator that omega-3 messaging from past campaigns worked. We should think about how we can capitalise on this and use similar tactics to change perception of other key health benefits. Sustainability is important. Clearly, sustainability is an issue for consumers, with over a third, 31%, saying that it is very important, and a further 39% saying that it's fairly important. So in total, that's 70% of the UK fish buying public say that this is an important factor in the decision-making process. We noticed that the importance of sustainability varied by age group. The 18 to 24s were least concerned, and the 55 pluses most concerned. Concerns around sustainability are only going to grow as negative news around plastics and carbon footprint become more prevalent. We explored consumer behaviour in relation to sustainability and asked which statements from the displayed list they agreed with. The purpose of this was to uncover how they actually behave at point of sale. We found that over a third, 38%, feel that it's the retailer's responsibility to sell sustainably sourced fish and not the shopper's responsibility. So this is a note to retailers to be proactive in promoting this aspect of your offering. So a third, 36%, are actively buying sustainably sourced fish. 18% don't know what to look for on pack, and 19% don't think about sustainability at all. Let's have a look at the competition. There's been a significant reduction in beef consumption over the past year, with over a third, 29%, reducing their intake. A quarter are eating less because of the expense, 17% are simply trying to eat less red meat, and another 17% specifically mention health concerns. In comparison, 18% of UK adults are eating more poultry than the year before, 10% are eating less. The main reason for eating more are twofold: price and health. It's regarded as a cheap and versatile protein and also a crowd pleaser. A staggering 28% of UK adults claim they are eating less lamb than a year ago. This is higher amongst the 55 plus age group at 33% and those who are retired at 34%. Only 5% claim to be eating more. The price of lamb is the main reason given for eating less at 39%, followed by mentions of the fact that lamb is too greasy, too fatty, and generally people are just trying to cut down on red meat. 19% of adults say that they are eating more vegetarian foods than this time last year. This is most likely due to the growth in vegetarianism and veganism. The main reason at 29% is because it's regarded as healthy. So what are the barriers to consumption? The report identified several barriers. As you will see, some of them are easier to address than others. Smell is by far the #1 reason for consumers to avoid seafood. Consumers tend to stick to cod, haddock, prawns, and tin tuna. It's a priority for Seafish to run campaigns which educate consumers in terms of storing, preparing, and cooking seafood in order to remove some of that fear. Opportunities to increase consumption. So this is the specific feedback from participants regarding what would make them eat more seafood. Money off is the greatest incentive. We know that fish is perceived as expensive. More offers to entice the consumer to try new products would clearly be appealing. As were meal deals, very prevalent but never done as fish-based. Other opportunities include more visible health messaging on pack, promoting seafood as low-fat, and appetising fish options from household brands. Young's, Bird's Eye, and Supermarket Own Label actually came out top as the most trusted brands in this report. So who or what influences the consumer? Surprisingly, 47% say that nothing influences what they cook. Amongst those who are influenced, the most significant is eating food from different cultures in restaurants, followed by foods eaten while on holiday. Okay, I'll just talk through this. So what are Seafish doing? We're developing a new consumer strategy designed to engage, inform, and change behaviour. Our promotional weeks, such as Shellfish Week and Seafood Week, are not just weeks, they're launch pads for year-round, long-term conversation and engagement with industry. We're developing brand-neutral assets and toolkits for industry to use year-round to help them run their own campaigns. And additionally, we're also repositioning Fish is the Dish, the consumer arm of Seafish platform, to support the drive of 2 a week and our other core campaigns. So some of you may know that we've just completed Seafood Week. I think Debbie mentioned it earlier. Pleased to say it was very successful, and I'd just like to show you a short film detailing the activity and results. So as you can see, some really exciting statistics there, some of them hugely up on last year. And I'm also pleased to say that Ellis Barry actually won the fish course, which was great for us during Seafood Week. Okay. So just before I finish up, I just want to highlight some key points. Taste is the primary driver, not health. Retailers should be proactive in promoting the sustainability aspect of their offering. Omega-3 sells seafood. Can we use this model to promote other key USPs? Other traditional proteins are in decline. Health messaging is particularly effective, especially when compared to other proteins. Top food trends are becoming more important, so please do your research. And money off. It's a classic sales promotion which works. Thank you very much for listening.